now you find yourself in no man's land fighting Alexander Volkov, but you're the number 2 guy. I guess he's the number 3, so it kind of makes sense. But should this fight be happening, and are you excited to watch it? Is my first question.
Should this fight be happening? I guess. Like, we've already seen it once. There's nothing else really shaking up in the division, so I can see where a spot needs to be filled, and that's why I like this fight. But as far as am I excited to watch this fight? Not necessarily, right? If Volkov is able to get some back, right? If Volkov is able to show that he has now really hit that resurgence of his career after losing the last fight that these guys fought, then I'm going to be excited, right? Then I'm going to be very hyped to see Drago come in here and do some damage, because he, as much as he did lose that fight, it wasn't an ass whooping, right? It was a point battle that Gane was controlling. And now we've seen a different Volkov come to this one. And that's where I'm going to be excited if we see that new style of Drago come out here and really put his knuckles to work.
I've been thinking about this one really for the last 2 weeks, and I've come to the consensus of this, my own personal consensus. So I guess this is just, my thoughts, right? I think that Volkov has one real path to victory right here, or we're going to see a complete repeat of the last fight. He needs to push the pace, walk forward, be able to eat a couple of shots of Ciryl Gane, trap him against the cage, and unload on him there. Because if you let Ciryl Gane be at kicking range, he's going to pick you apart for 15 minutes in this case, because it's not a main event, right? I think it's going to be pretty straightforward and clear cut, man. I just think the speed advantage for Gane is far too superior for what Volkov can counter. Now, does Volkov have a puncher's chance to knock Ciryl Gane out? These are heavyweights. 100% he does. But if I'm betting, it makes sense to me why Ciryl Gane opened as minus 240, and AJ, let's see what he's sitting at right now. Again, minus 390, plus 290 comeback for Alexander Volkov, bro. So it's like, Ciryl Gane, another unbettable fighter here, because even though I'm very, very confident, like my confidence rating, if you will, my confidence interval here for Ciryl Gane to win is incredibly high. But aside from a Ciryl Gane decision, which you still can't get any value in because it's like minus 115 for a decision, I don't know where to go here. So that's my argument for why Alexander Volkov could make this closer than the line appears, but I still don't think he particularly wins. Do you see it any other way?
I'm basically right in line with you, Derek. If Volkov isn't able to put the pressure on and able to make Gane uncomfortable in those first rounds, we're probably going to see a repeat of it. But if Volkov is able to actually get him up against the cage, right, have him have moments of, oh shit, is he going to take down? Like, is he just going to beat me up against the cage? Like, trap him in there somewhere? Then we can see that. The problem is we need to see Volkov do that against somebody that already has his number going forward, right? If we see another point battle, if we see Volkov just trying to use his kicks to stay at range, I'm not as excited for this fight, and it leans towards Gane. But I do think, especially at the plus 290 or whatever it was we were saying before, there's some juice to be had for the Volkov bettors, right? For the Volkov favorites, or for the dedicated Volkov fans going forward, there's some juice to be had, because I was looking, right, when breaking this fight down, I thought Volkov has a lot better of a shot to win this 3-round fight, right? When he's not having to save his energy for the 4th and the 5th, right? When he's able to put that pressure on going forward, I can see a path to victory for Volkov. It's just, is he able to do it against the speed of Gane? That's the hard part.
And that's the $1 million question. I mean, I'm just looking at strength of schedule too. Since his loss against Tom Aspinall, we're talking about Alexander Volkov, you knocked out Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Alexander Romanov, which that one has fizzled out so hard, so it doesn't nearly count as much as it did once upon a time. Submitted Tai Tuivasa. Again, I mean, Ciryl Gane knocked him out, so, I mean, that's kind of a wash. And you decisioned Sergey Pavlovich, right, which is like, yo, okay, all right, that's a big one right there. I like your momentum, Volkov. Ciryl Gane, you beat Derek Lewis, knocked out Derek Lewis, decision to Ngannou, knocked out Tuivasa, submitted by John Jones, knocked out Spivak. That, to me, is much more impressive if you look at what Spivak has to present. Spivak is the dude, if he gets his hands on you, he takes you down, it's a wrap. So if we're thinking Volkov might mix into some takedowns, it's like, good luck, dude. The actual grapplers were trying and they couldn't do it. Let's see what you got. But then again, Volkov does have striking to then kind of parlay into a transition for grappling. I just don't see it happening. I see a rinse, wash, repeat. Ciryl Gane, unanimous decision victory right here, if not a TKO. Would you put any juice on a plus 500 TKO? I think Volkov's a little bit too durable, honestly, to get TKO'd by Ciryl Gane unless he gets really caught. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Unless he gets caught like that Derek Lewis fight where it's last second, Volkov's just leading the dance the entire time. Out of nowhere, that death touch comes. I don't see Gane being able to present that. I think he's going to run away with this one.
Crazy. All right. Ciryl Gane, consensus pick. That's dub on the board. Again, not really sure why the fight's happening, but I love to see a good fight. All right.